Happy New Year, metalheads. Welcome 2017 into our lives. This is Barry, and I'm finally starting that Goat Metal show. I understand that it's not the whole introduction like most people do in their YouTube channels. I don't have flashy things in the background. I don't have guest speakers right now. Maybe we'll try something with that later on. Right now, I wanted to try something new. Basically, besides doing reviews of stuff that came out new, stuff that's coming out new, I thought it'd be cool for a lot of the old timers, especially old school metalheads, to revisit some albums that were considered classic but somewhat forgotten. Albums that pretty much was a staple to what genre of metal was going on at the time. I would like to revisit these albums. I would like to let people know that these albums are still great to this day, and the music is phenomenal, and nobody could duplicate music from these bands. It's just a shame that these bands no longer play. I'm hoping with all the explosion of bands reuniting and coming back together that we will get that. So I want to start off with one band that I always found to be unique, and playing live they were just phenomenal. They sounded exactly like they did on their album, and they came out in 1991. These guys are from New Jersey, and they were part of that explosion of death metal by the late 80s, early 90s. And I saw them play with Unleashed and Napalm Death, uh, Entomb. Great fucking band. Great band, and I would wish that these guys would come back. Right now, I'm talking about Ripping Corpse. These guys had their own sound. They were so unique. The musicianship that these guys played was phenomenal. The vocals, nobody has vocals like this guy. Freaking Scott had one of the best vocals I've ever heard. It's just so unique. It was distinguished. You knew it was Ripping Corpse. I'm gonna play a little track off one of their songs called "Sweetness," just so you get a little taste. And if anything, just remember Ripping Corpse, Dreaming with the Dead, 1991, I believe it was, Maze Records. Great album. Pick it up. Here's a quick little taste. Probably don't hear it too well, but you might get a little thing of it, you know? It, everything, melodic, great. Music is undeniable music. I just wish that we had more bands like this. Great fucking band, I'm telling you. That was a great song. That song is called "Sweetness." Check it out on YouTube. Listen to it or download the songs the best way you can. If you can still find the album, "Dreaming of the Dead," great album. I'll play one more quick track of theirs. One of my favorites is called "Chugging Pus." Phenomenal. And the lyrics too, I mean, amazing. Talking about picking a scab and pus flying out of it, but it just sounds so brutal. I mean, it's amazing. Totally amazing. Unbelievable. Well, hopefully, if you guys are listening, Ripping Corpse, you need to come back. Need to come back like ASAP. We need music like this in our lives. Definitely do it. Alright? Dreaming with the Dead. Great album. Alright? Great album. Alright, let's stop that one right now. Let's just get to something else real quick. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, thrash was still pretty big at its time. You know, it was, thanks to the likes of Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, thrash was at its heart. right here was one of the most underrated thrash bands that I've ever heard, and I just feel bad that these guys never really got their due compared to some other bands like Testament and Exodus. To me, these guys were in that level or maybe better. Great vocalists, great band, great music. Sounds nothing like no other thrash band that you're ever gonna hear. I'm talking about VIO-LENCE, Oppressing the Masses. This is by far one of the great thrash albums of its time. It's a shame that, you know, music like this just stays hidden in the weeds, and the new generation doesn't get a chance to really hear stuff like this. It's just awesome. And I'm going to play a little bit of VIO-LENCE from Oppressing the Masses. Great album, great pickup. Right, this is Officer Nice. The intro alone is freaking unbelievable. And the music video is pretty funny too. It's great music video. These guys are from California, where mostly all the bands were coming from thrash. We're all coming from California, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and just a great band. I would hope that the new generation could listen to a band like this. Take a listen to them, download their music. I'm sure they'd appreciate the good feedback on their music. It's just great stuff. And as you can hear, it's just nothing that sounds like anything you heard as far as other thrash bands go. Great stuff. Great stuff. You know, it's pure thrash. Can't beat that. You know? And to all you guys out there, I would hope that you would take a listen to an album like this. Great stuff, especially if you're into thrash. This right here, it should be one of the blueprints for thrash. I'd say so. His vocals don't sound too messed up. Great stuff. Love it. Great stuff, great stuff. You get a chance, we're going to play another quick one off here. We're going to play World in a World, and just get that, the epitome of thrash. The epitome of thrash. Great album. These guys, like I said, all these bands that are making a comeback, reuniting, we need bands like this to return. We just do. A lot of trashy bands out there now, and even some of the older bands are not sticking to what made them great. Bands like this need to come back and just put a light up their asses and show this is what true thrash is right here. I'm telling you. Right? VIO-LENCE, Oppressing the Masses. Great album. It's a great album at its time, and to me it still holds up to this day. And I truly say pick it up. Alright? Pick it up. Very, very good stuff. Very good. I'm telling you. Well, I'm just hoping that eventually, in the near future, we get better stuff going on for you guys. And I got one more thing I'm going to put on, right? And like I said, VIO-LENCE, Oppressing the Masses, great album, pick that up, right? And I got one more album that I felt that was a one-time album. These guys, for some reason, just disappeared. And to me, as far as death metal, pure death metal. We're talking vocals, we're talking music, we're talking lyrics, we're talking what I'm talking about. This band Gutted. Alright? This album came out, I believe it was 93, somewhere around there, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like 93. Yeah, somewhere around 93. And these guys are from Ohio. I got to see them perform one time at Deathstock in the Wetlands. That was, mid-90s. Great band. These guys were awesome live, awesome album. These guys are, to me, the epitome of what death metal should have sounded like. If you want to start a death metal band, this is the band that you should be listening to. Okay? Definitely be listening to this band. I'm going to play a quick one of them. Just take a listen. Okay, this song is called Cold in the Coffin. Great. Let's fast forward so you get a look. Awesome. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Great. Death metal. You want to have an idea what death metal is about? This is the band that you should be listening to. My advice: take a listen, download it. The song's called "Bleed for Us to Live." Great album, great guys, great musicians, and I have nothing but great things to say about a band like this. Just make sure you guys take a listen. Check them out on YouTube. Search Gutted. Listen to a few of their stuff, especially you new guys who are just trying to get into metal or into death metal. Great band to listen to, right? Great band to listen to. Alright, so look, this is pretty much all I have for today. I would like to, if anything, you guys can give me a like or give me some recommendations on maybe some old school stuff that, that needs to be brought out into the masses again. I'll probably have some stuff later on, maybe a better production. I got to talk to some friends and see how we could do this. But I feel this is something that we could do just to bring back